Hello again, YouTube. Do you care to play a bit more Cryptbeards with me? I mean, I say play with me. I mean, watch me play a little bit more Cryptbeards? As in my Dwarf Fortress series? Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, sorry, just getting back into that. Let's resume. We've got migrants here and also someone in the midst of a mood. We'll let them... Oh, someone's throwing a tantrum. The militia commander. Excellent. Somebody who's trained in combat has decided to lose their rag. Brilliant. Oh, and a peasant's throwing a tantrum as well. I fear we may be on the cusp of a tantrum spiral. Oh, look. Moody boy's on the move. Here he goes. Oh, hello. He's stopped. But he's not constructing. Leather, gems, bones, gems, tree life, that's wood, cloth, thread. Oh, we don't have any thread. The corpse situation is as it ever was, not ideal. What does he need? So we've got leather about. I'm assuming it's thread. I'm assuming they're in need of thread. So we need a farm workshop with a loom. Oh my god. Oh no, look, he's off. He's off. Getting more gems. Presumably he needed more bones. Oh, here's me thinking we were bottlenecked and it turns out not at all. Not at all. He's gone and got some wood. This could be it. I think we're all good. Go on. Yay! He started it. Good stuff. Right. Let's quickly go to Dwarf Therapist. Let's read the dwarves. I should probably pause the fortress in the background. Ah, sod it. Let's let it run. I can see it. And we're going to go and sort by migration wave and see who our noobs are. Who have we got? Show us your noobs. So we've got 11 people. We've got some fairly substantial skills. A level 10 mason, you say? Oh, why ever not? We've got a level 10 gelder. Well, he'll have your bollocks off in a jiffy. No problem. What else have we got? Anything down here of interest? Not particularly. I'm not seeing any exciting skills either in level or rarity. Let's have a look at their military stats. Very little of interest. Someone's okay with the spear. Not great, though. Not great. And a little bit of shield and siege engineering. Ah. Ooh. The item has been finished. Let's go back and have a look at that. Kubuk Likothnish, Weaver, has created Nunar Teshkad, a llama wool head veil. He claims it as a personal treasure. Okay, that's nice. Let's have a look at our personal treasure here. Nunar Teshkad, sorry. The crevices of pricing, a llama wool head veil. Ooh, 46,000. Oh, lovely. This is a llama wool head veil. All crafts dwarfship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with rectangular milk quartz cabochons, decorated with llama wool and encircled with bands of square-cut clear zircons, giant giraffe leather, and point-cut milk quartzes. It is made from llama wool cloth. The thread is midnight blue with dimple dye. This object menaces with spikes of reindeer bone, alpaca bone, and sandpear wood. You know what? It's a bit boring as items go. Not much going on with that. However, it's worth quite a bit of money, so we'll let them go. We'll let them go with it. Yeah, that's it. Basically, you're right. It's just full of gems. It must clink and tinkle as they walk along. So, how's this bridge going? Fuck me, guys. Can you get this cracking? The sooner you get these bridges done, all this flooring built, the quicker we can get the proper fortress done. And the sooner you can stop tantrum spiralling. Won't that be lovely? Won't it be lovely? Won't it be lovely? Alright, they're not paying any attention to me. They don't give a shit. This guy's oblivious, look. Oh dear. It's all looking a bit shady. Let's go back to the therapist. and have a little look and see if we can check people's moods out. I mean, I know we can. Let's sort by happiness, not migration wave. There we go, happiness. Happiness, there we go. So we've got... Ooh, that's not great. Our happiest person is quite content. Oh, that's fine. That's good. Fine. What are you down here? You're fine. And we're getting into the slightly darker yellows. Unhappy. And down here in the reds, we have very unhappy. And the least happy person in the fortress, old Toulon, is miserable. Utterly miserable. That's okay, though. Because somebody's doing actual work on the bridge. Why is there a hole in my bridge? Are they building there, or is that just an oversight? And what's this? What's this bullshit? That's not magma. Oh, a pool of someone's blood. Okay. Interesting. Probably one of my tantrumers has busted someone's nose, or equally as likely busted their brain. Oh, damn. I know why they're not using the graves. Oh, no, they are. Look. They've all been assigned for burial, but they're just not moving the corpses down there. Intriguing. Let's go back to the surface. Maybe if I de-designate the corpse stockpile, things will get moving. I already have. Okay, so why are none of these corpses... Okay, they're all forbidden for some reason. Hello. DBD. That's dump. Oh, no, they're all being designated dump. Okay. Let's remove the dump designation. Now we know that we're not going to get them chucked in the magma. Let's just click on them and see what happens. Okay, they're not forbidden or anything? No, they're not forbidden. Fingers crossed someone decides to start moving these into graves. Because frankly, it's getting silly. Oh, hello. It looks like it's happening. Oh, finally. Finally, the corpse issue is becoming a non-issue. I mean, there's a lot of depression, but, you know, if you just had to haul Grandma's bones out of the mud to put them in a fresh box, you're going to be a little bit down in the dumps, aren't you? I saw a ghost. There's a ghost prattling around in here. Time to get more slabs engraved. Here we go. Clicky, clicky. Alt-S. Oh, sorry, add Alt-S. Right, Entombed. Great band, Entombed. I do love them. They're fantastic. Entombed and Memorialize. Entombed, Entombed, Entombed. You know what? Maybe I just have to wait for the ghost to go. Ah, the butcher's bloody workshop is outgassing again. Why do we get so much miasma so quickly? It's quite irritating, I have to say. Are you dead, Parker? I don't think so. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to go over to Door Therapist and check that. I'm going to check the premise. Oh, hello. Excuse me. Let me just check if you're still alive, and then I'll deal with this green pop-up text. I'm not used to green text. Purple? Yes. Yellow? Sure. Green? Not so much. Right. Of the nicknamies, there are 6 remaining alive. A Party Pooper, Fuzzy Logic, Macho, Parker 2, so your second dwarf is still alive, Firehawk, and Soda, all still kicking. Although it has to be said, Macho is a little bit glum. He's very unhappy. Could have something to do with the fact that he's not getting a chance to use his weaponsmithing skill. Maybe I should set some weapons to be made. We have got a magma furnace for him to use. The Hillocks of Lashryme has been founded a day's travel to the north and looks to your thriving economy for its future prosperity. Oh, okay. That's very much less interesting than I was hoping for. If Parker 2 could would like a miner or a warrior. Yeah, sure. Next time we'll go for a miner or warrior. I think you're actually a miner in this iteration, in this incarnation. But I wouldn't want to check that just now because I'm going to try and remember what I was doing just before I read your chat message. What the fuck was I doing? It wasn't building that. It wasn't engraving anything or putting coffins out because the bodies are nearly dealt with. There's only 2 remaining. What about you? Why are you... We run out of graves. He's forbidden. Let's unforbid him. Presumably all the grave space has been taken. Oh man, there was something really important that I was meant to be doing, and I've completely forgotten what it was. We've got 2 empty graves, it's fine. Hello, Archaic Huntsman. I got to get going, but a story-rich time as always. Hail celery indeed. It's the crunchiest of all the stick-shaped vegetables, salad items. What's the difference between salad and a vegetable? Sorry to ask questions as you're leaving. Don't worry, you get on. You get on with your life. Don't worry about my celery conundrum. I'm sure we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. More depressed peasants. Lovely. Nothing like a depressed peasantry to really hypercharge a world's economy. What was I going to build? Oh, that was it. I was going to get this guy. I was going to get some weapons on the go. But what weapons? What are we making with the materials I have? Add a new task. Let's have a look. He is a weapons guy, so he's going to be more interested in doing that. So let's go to the weapons and ammunition. And we will build out of... steel, because I know we've got some. We can always melt it down again. And we are going to make... What do we want? What do we want? Let's go for hammers. War hammers. Why not? Bang. And how many of these do I want? You know what? Just keep making them until we run out of steel. Probably a bad move on my part, but whatever. Whatever. Who cares? Salad is a leaf always. Veg is not necessarily. Okay. That makes sense. Are maces or warhammers better? Personally, I prefer a warhammer, but that's not based on any actual statistical analysis or anything other than pure emotion. It's just what I prefer. The mace may well be better. They're not building that floor, are they? Inactive. Inactive. Open space. We need a bit of floor in there. So B, capital C, F. There we go. Pop that in there. And we're going to make it out of obsidian. Lovely. That's better, right? Why inactive? Needs wall floor construction. Okay, that's inactive because it can't be reached. But all the reachable ones need wall floor construction. Which surely shouldn't be too hard an item to, or a skill to find in this fortress. It's a fairly dwarven, stereotypically dwarven thing, right? When I used maces, I saw they crippled faster, but hammers could penetrate. Ah, right, I suppose they've got that pointed end. I always assume, when I think of a warhammer, I always think of the Games Workshop Warhammer logo with like the big flat-headed heavy hammer, but of course a proper warhammer's like a sort of just like a regular hammer really with a spike on one side, isn't it? Oh, we've got a hunter throwing a tantrum. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. We're probably gonna have to just like banish shitloads of people once we've got the new fortress going, just to get rid of the moodies, get rid of the saddos, which is a shame. The big flat thing is a maul, not a warhammer. Okay. Mauls are actually in the game as an independent thing. Okay, I thought a maul was essentially a big club. That's what I thought a maul was. Intriguing. Intriguing. The distinction between a maul and a warhammer. Who would have thought that I would have learnt that this evening? Mind you, I'm playing Dwarf Fortress, so actually it's fairly reasonable that might come up. So probably somebody may have thought that. Oh, we've got some steel warhammers being made. That's nice. Very useful. A peasant has cancelled clean self because they're horrified. Let's have a little look at what's going on there. Why? Why are you horrified? You're out here and something has horrified you. Can't be the corpses. They've all been moved on. Corpses is gone. Something has horrified somebody out here so much that they have... Oh, they can't even engage with personal hygiene. Is it this one? This one? Deagle Tomb Waves. God. Talk about lead singer of a death metal band name. It's perfect. Deagle Tomb Waves. Okay. Is everything happening in here nicely? Is the floor being built? It is, but incredibly slowly. Oh, Rovod the blacksmith is stumbling around obliviously, of course, as you do. Hello, Sergeant Indy, welcome back. You get yourself 40 winks. I shall try not to make any loud, sudden noises as best I can, and use soporific tones to attempt to lull you off to sleep. That used to be my core strategy for gaining viewers. Just talk in a very relaxing way and hope that they fall asleep while on the channel and then remain watching, or at least logged in and having it play. Dug a bunch of sod to replant clover. Oh, pretty tight. Interesting. I mean, is this a garden kind of affair, or a plot of land for farming on? What's the deal here? Replanting clover. What is... the only context I'm aware of clover being cultivated is for feeding cattle. You got cows? You got cows? I'm dragging you away from the big screen. I bet he's just laid down on the sofa and gone, time to relax. And then I ask a direct question. He's like, reach for the keyboard. I know how it feels. I've been there. Been there, yo. Okay. Well, it's a mystery what horrified them. It needn't be. I'm sure I could look it up. But for now, we'll just let it lie. We'll just let it lie. Clover requires less water, produces more oxygen, and requires less mowing than grass, so it's superior in every way. It also restores soil nitrates. Of course, I am aware of that. Now that you mention that, that is something I knew, but just missed somehow. Well, why not put the clover down? Roll it over in the clover. Clover used to be the thing used for lawns. Intriguing. When you say clover, it's like the flat, like 4-leaf clover type. Yeah, fair enough. I imagine that'd be quite nice. A large lawn covered in clover. Intriguing. Sorry, I'm having a reverie moment there, getting a little bit out there. Weed killers deliberately killed it off. Okay. Weed killers kill clover. Yeah, well, yeah. Not ideal. I mean, the only thing that defines a weed is it's a plant somewhere where you don't want it, really, isn't it? It's not... There's no, like physical classification of weed. What the figgins is going on? Oh, it's the leaves falling off the trees. Everybody calm down. Oh, the manager's stumbling around obliviously. That's the last thing we need. Let's check the nobles. The mayor's going to be pretty pissed off. He's not got a requirement met, but everyone else is doing okay by the looks of things. Well, I mean, they've got their required things. They need to do their job. They're not okay. They're all absolutely miserable, stumbling around, throwing tantrums, as you see, and crying. Which is, sad, but fuck them, they're dwarves. That's what their life is like. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't improve things. They just have to suck it up and get on with it. So it was easier to reclassify clover as a weed than it was to retool their weed killer. Okay. 2 by 2 foot patches of sod torn up and seeded with clover. Is that in an attempt to get it to spread like Minecraft grass, or... hello, True Leveler. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Oh, you've been streaming Dwarf Fortress lately. I have yet to venture into your channel, but trust me, my finger has hovered, although I've been distracted by other things at the time. I'll pop in. I'll pop in. Don't you worry. I'll take a look. Sergeant Indy says, at regular intervals, goal is that it'll outcompete the grass and take over, because I don't... Oh, well, thank you very much, Blind IRL. That is quite literally the biggest host I have ever seen. Thank you very much. If you'll bear with me, new viewers, I'm just in the middle of a conversation about clover as a thing for a lawn with Sergeant Indy, which, although is somewhat of a niche topic in a Dwarf Fortress stream, it has caught my interest, so I'll be right with you. Just on Fridays, True Leveler, well, any day's a good day for streaming Dwarf Fortress, frankly. I find it brings in a good quality of viewer. Dwarf Fortress. Lovely. You don't have the time and money to tear the whole thing up, Sergeant Indeed. That makes sense. Just like get a little bit of it on the lawn and then hope it spreads out nicely. That'll be good. Hello, the Blue Chimp. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. You missed all of our chimp talk earlier. I saw a chimp leather quiver in one of the traders' stockpiles, and I went off on a little musing about the nature of chimpanzees. I'm sure it'll come up again at some point. I am wont to occasionally bring them up into conversation. Or bonobos, or bonobos, depending on your preferred pronunciation. Yeah, maybe we'll drop the lawn care for now, Sergeant Indy. I'll catch up with you later on about that. We've got new people watching and listening. We have to entertain the masses. We can't just be sitting here with memes and little circular jokes. No, we've got to open up our arms and accept the new broad audience. Look at these follows pouring in. Thank you very much. Who have we got here? Let me just look at my notifications. 4 days ago. Now, here we go. The Blue Chimp, thank you very much. Holy Moly Macaroni, thank you very much. And Lemonade Stand, 50 or 67? 57. Thank you very much for watching. Much appreciated. In memes, you only like out memes. Out memes. Imagine having an entire stream revolving around the idea of memes that can only be understood by people who haven't watched your stream. I mean, that is crafting something of that nature is actually, I think, a pretty good goal to have. If you can actually craft media that can be consumed only by those who have no understanding of its origins or what it's about, you've done pretty well. I mean, it's got to be fairly elementary stuff, right? Kids' books, Clifford the Big Red Dog, or as we have here in the UK, Biff, Chip and Kipper. Anyone remember that? I don't know. We've got so many people in the audience now. The chances that the majority of us are British is fairly slim, I think. There's probably got a lot of different learner books in their historical canon. Bear with me. I'm just going to catch up with the old chat, and then we'll move back in. Hooray for Blind IRL indeed, Ocelot. Hooray indeed. Oh yeah, if anyone wants a dwarf, that is an option. Feel free to pipe up. We currently have, if you will bear with me, we currently have 80 dwarves. Let me just pause the fortress. Let's not leave that running in the background. And of the 80, only 6 are named. So options abound. If you're interested, wave your hand in the air or something. Just put forward a preference. Tell me what kind of dwarf you'd like. Or just say, any old dwarf will do, I don't care. No, however you feel. However you feel. I noticed you didn't have a bookkeeper. Is there a specific reason for that? I would imagine it's probably because the bookkeeper's dead. I haven't noticed yet, but if we don't have a bookkeeper, the most likely, most plausible scenario is that they've died. So we'll check that in a second. Once we've established whether or not people actually want some dwarves named after them, we'll have a little delve into the nobles screen and see what's going on there. What have we got going on? The Blue Chimp loved Clifford as a kid. I am only aware of Clifford the Big Red Dog. I've never actually read or seen anything other than like a brief channel hopping through kids channels on TV, the TV version. I'm only aware of it being a kids learning to read book through, I think, American media. I'm not sure though. I'm pretty sure the books are in the UK and are used, but neither of my kids' schools use them, and my school certainly didn't. I don't know if Clifford the Big Red Dog existed when I was a child. Probably. Feels like it would be around in the early 80s, right? Feels like it. Mind you, all those books get recycled, don't they? They get redrawn, rewritten, and then republished for a whole new generation of little jiddlers learning to read. What do we got here? That looks like Lemonade Stand 57. Put a hand up. So let's look for a dwarf for you. Pointing his finger in the air like he just don't care. Or rather, like he does very much care. Otherwise, why bother? Why bother putting your fingers in the air? I'm going to pick a dwarf at random for you, Lemonade. So if you'll bear with me, I'm just going to close my eyes and do my patented mouse wheel rolling selection technique. Oh, here comes the random. Click. And you have been picked, or it has been picked for you that Muthcat Odomugen, the peasant, is now going to be your dwarf. So we'll set nickname Lemonade Stand. Let's put 57 in at the end anyway. Is it going to fit? It did fit. Excellent. It's less than 16 characters. Commit. And now if we scroll to the top, we'll see we have 7 nicknamed dwarves. Oh, such developments. Such developments. Holy Moly Macaroni has piped up and wishes for a dwarf. Why not? Let's see if there's a specialist. I'd like an armour or weaponsmith if one's free. That seems highly plausible. Let's close down the nickname ones. We have already got an armourer. Ooh, hello. Oh yeah, no, we've got our weaponsmith as a nickname, so presumably our other magma furnace operating types. Ooh, well look at Urist here, a very traditional name. He's a master weaponsmith, a great armoursmith, and a great metalsmith. It looks like you've lucked out. You've got the plum pick here. We'll set the nickname, and that will forevermore be known as Holy Moly Macaroni. Might be a bit long. Holy Moly Macaroni. Enter. Yep, over 16 characters. So we're going to have to come with some kind of abbreviation, some kind of shortening. I'm going to put Holy Moly Mac. How's that sound? That'll do. Oh, holy is good, he says. Or she, sorry if I'm being presumptuous there. Bear with me. I'm going to have to commit that change I just made and go back in and do a little change. Just remove the Mac. Removing the Mac. There we go. Fantastic. There's another dwarf in. I've just got to quickly check. Let's have a little look down here. Bum, 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 bum. Ocelot wants a dwarf. Of course, Ocelot. Of course you can. You're a regular around these parts. Any time. Didn't you specify something that you wanted last time and we were waiting for something to turn up that fit into the right criteria? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't see any specifications in chat yet from you, so I'm going to do the patented... Well, I say patented. My trusted, that's probably a better word, random selection technique. Here's a little bit of mouse wheel caressing for you. Ooh, mouse wheel. Ooh, hello. Click. And that would be Udil Turmereg, another peasant. I seem to be able to pick out the peasants with unerring accuracy here. Ocelot. Bonk. There we go. Ocelot is now a permanent resident of the fortress. Well, as permanent as things as ephemeral as dwarves can be. No problem, Blind IRL. You'll have a baby. Ooh, intriguing. A very exotic choice. Rarely do people clamour for the babies. It's all about the adults. But we'll see, we'll see. We did have a ghost baby roaming around, which might give you some indication of your chances of survival, but we'll see how it works out. Oh my god. No professional children or babies in the fortress. It has been pretty brutal round here. Oh, wait, what's this? What's this? Baby. There we go. 2 children and a baby. Well, you are the sole baby in our fortress. Let's hope that the hope for the future that you represent is fulfilled rather than some sort of awful tragedy, which, let's face it, is a little bit more likely, isn't it? Blind IRL. Don't know why I was checking how to spell that. I'm pretty sure I can figure that out. There we go. Oh, I nearly reread the dwarves there. That would have been a disaster. There we go. Committed. Blind IRL is now in the fortress. There we go. Macho, I just lost 8 dwarves to a forgotten beast. Another 23 decided to join in at the last migration wave. I have a suggestion here. It doesn't always work, but it's something that I've tried many times in previous fortresses. In fact, it had up until recently when I started really taking the effort to try and build militaries. It had been my default defensive mode. It's something I call the Cryptbeards rush. What you do is you take every dwarf in the fortress, you draft them, you give them no weapons, and then you send them mob-handed against whatever's attacking. And as long as it's a big, scary creature, you've got a fairly decent chance of killing it. Maybe not if they're made of stone or, you know, something a little bit more durable than your average Forgotten Beast, but you can beat most Forgotten Beasts to an absolute pulp. And certainly anything that comes out of the caverns is fair game. You'll be having no problem with them. Obviously, it's not a late game strategy. It does tend to involve in a lot of little tiny dwarven bones rotting on the floor of your fortress for eternity, but, you know, in a pinch, it's worth trying. It's just the numbers, the sheer numbers. You'll see a lot of red in the combat reports, and then suddenly one dwarf will put that final straw that broke the camel's back blow into the melee, and everything goes red, and suddenly People are wearing forgotten beast leather shoes. You're eating forgotten beast leather pies. Ooh, happy days. It's all very nice. Let's have a little look down here. Mouse wheel caressing indeed. I thought you said moustache caressing, and my hands instinctively went up to my moustache, which is a little bit too short for twiddling at the moment. It's been trimmed back too recently. Lemonade Stand says, I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't know much about this game at all. What's it about? Kind of almost whatever you project onto it. I think the initial thought for the guy making it was that he wanted to create something that generated stories. It was kind of a thing that would generate a world with lots of stuff that lots of information you can look at and relationships between things onto which you can kind of... I mean, there's already the framework there, but you very much people playing Dwarf Fortress, or at least the way I play Dwarf Fortress, kind of project stories onto what's going on. Some people project some fairly fancy grand narratives. There's a guy on YouTube called Krug Smash who's pretty good. He's got a nice little series of fortresses going on. I say pretty good, it's really good. Got really good videos. And you also get a lot of written accounts of fortresses. What are they called? Boat Murdered. What's the oil one? Oil Blazed or something? I'm sure people in chat will recommend some good stuff to catch you up. But essentially, I look at moment-to-moment things and imagine what has caused it and what's going on, and I enjoy that level of storying. But some people will just go ham and make amazing little stories about these fortresses. Anyway, Macho is also correct. It is about making your dwarfs die in the most amazing ways possible too. That is also a thing. A giant wasp. Some forgotten beasts are built less sturdily than others. There are certainly forgotten beasts that it is very possible for a dwarf to walk past and fart on and kill. Not that I don't know if there is a mechanic for flatulence in this game, but you get the idea. You know, a strong cough from across the cavern will extinguish their flame or something. It's ridiculous. Yes, I have a Discord as well, Lemonade Stand. Feel free to pop in there if you want. By the way, the general rule with links here is if it's something that I might look at immediately, like an image or something on Imgur, something I can just mouse over and see, pop it in Twitch chat. If it's something I might want to look at later on, put it in the Discord, because the Twitch chat is ephemeral and it's gone in minutes. You know, you sit there for a few minutes and suddenly you don't know where it's gone and you forget about it after the stream, because I can't remember what I said 5 minutes ago. You've probably noticed I can jabber. So where are we going down here? Sorry about this, just catching up with chat. Once we're caught up, there will be some gameplay. I swear. I promise there will be some gameplay. Macho has a professional military. His Axe Lord cleaved its head off with one hit when it got to it. That's nice. It's nice when you've actually... The first time you establish a military in Dwarf Fortress, it's like a real eye-opening game changer. You sort of go from one moment constantly fearing whatever comes onto the map, and then suddenly you're like, oh, I can kill, can I? Let's send the boys in for a little choppy, and all that kind of gubbins. I mean, so much of this game I've still yet to master. I've been playing it for years and years and years, but I mean, only really since I started streaming it have I really sort of played it with any frequency and consistency. I've always been a dabbler, a little bit of a dilettante, if you will. And, you know, now that I've started streaming it, I've learned quite a bit, quite a bit. And I've forgotten quite a bit as well. There's enough to go round in terms of learning in Dwarf Fortress where you can spend a good time picking little bits of information up, and then by the time you get round to doing your next fort, you've completely forgotten what you were talking about before. Like me, just there, where I forgot what I was talking about. Let's one more little look at chat. Similar to RimWorld. Okay, this is in-chat conversation. I mean, I think realistically, Blind IRL, I'll just call you Blind for now, it's just a little shorter. The stories kind of make themselves. They present, you get a little thread, you pull it just a bit, and then suddenly, before you know, you've got a story in, you didn't realise it was going to be there. Personally, I enjoy looking at all the books the traders bring, and reading those, the descriptions at least, and trying to figure out what the musical instruments sound like that they play as well. We have a little thing where I try to make the sound of the musical instrument. Never successfully, but usually somewhere in the realms of vaguely, possibly what it might sound like. So, where were we? I don't think their name is Blind. Is it not? Have I got this wrong? It definitely says B-L-I-N-D. Or is it double I? It is Blind. Yeah, there you go, science. Ha! Ha! Hoist by your own petard. Did you know the word petard means fart? It's true. Look it up. Look it up. You would cut the IRL. If you could cut the IRL, I would. Oh, is that one of those moments of regret where you make your Twitch name and then go, oh yeah, this will be perfect forever, and then 2 years down the line, I just wish I could change it. It's always a bit of a moment of regret. I'm lucky. I just started streaming with the gamer tag I've had since I was like 13 or something like that. So, you know, I've had it for over 20 years. So I'm kind of used to it. I knew what I wanted when I got in. Also, due to the glorious underscores in my name, they have garbage SEO, and it means nobody has taken any of my name anywhere. Although I keep saying that, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen eventually because somebody's going to go and go and sign me up for everything under their own account. Anyway, where were we? Urazune. Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Was that something I said that's being doubted? Or is it something that the chatter said that's being doubted? Please, tell me more. Context. Please, context. The petard comment. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's at least derived. It's a type of explosive, but it's the name is derived from the French word for fart. I think it's got a nickname like a king's fart or something. It's an etymological thing, not the actual function of the item. I don't think the phrase "hoist by your own petard" literally means blown into the air on your own guff, but maybe it does. Maybe it does. And also, this is something I read on a Wikipedia page probably about 6 or 7 years ago, so I could be getting it wrong. I mean, I understand your doubt. Feel free to slam that X button. Feel free to slam it and doubt all you like. You could be right. And, you know, if you are, take that opportunity and revel in it. It's nice to be right. It's lovely. I'd love to be right all the time. It's never going to happen. How do you spell that word? P-E-T-A-R-D. I think, if that's what we're talking about. Walk around outside and play Rocket League? Oh my goodness. What an assumption to make about somebody. Not that Rocket League is a bad game, I have to say. I've never played it, but I've seen enough of it and I've seen other people play it enough to know that it's not a bad game. It's just maybe a little bit, I don't know, it's not my cup of tea necessarily, but going outside is not something I'm commonly drawn to either. I like my LCD tan. Look at this. Oh, yeah. And of course, even if I did go outside, I'm not going to get any sunburn because it's 12 past midnight here. Oh, blimey. How long have I been recording for? Oh, Figgins. This is 37 minutes into the recording, and the YouTubers will be most peeved with this session of just ranting at chat. I apologise, YouTubers, but that's how sometimes the dice fall. What can I do? It's based on Peter to break wind. Yeah, I thought so. There's one of those facts. When you learn a word that you know, which is fairly obscure, and you want a chance to use, is related to the word fart etymologically, I mean, come on. That's going to stick in your brain. That idea's got crampons. It's going to scale the outside of your cerebellum and stay hanging there. It's not going to drop off. It's going to... What are these metaphors? I have a British friend I've known for like 6 or 7 years. He does everything in his power to be right. Well, it's not necessarily a national trait, but it's certainly one I've seen done a lot. The trouble is, I mean, as you may have noticed, our country is in somewhat of a farrago, furore, a bit of a tiz, bit of a wobbler at the moment, and there's a lot of people who really want to be right, and well, about half of them have got to be wrong, you know. Or actually, I mean, to be fair, let's not be silly. They could all be wrong. Everybody could be very wrong. But let's not start going down the old political angle. Oh, God. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. We've had a couple of videos posted in the Discord of John Bercow, the Speaker of Parliament and that, and people going, oh, yeah, it's so funny. British politics is hilarious. And I'm sitting there thinking, it would be a bit more funny if there wasn't a part of my brain that's worried I'm going to die in a civil war. But yeah, we'll see how it works out. Fingers crossed. I hope my children survive. Ooh, dark. Where were we? Rocket League is not even close to Dwarf Fortress. Well, that is true on multiple levels. I mean, oh, sorry, the dwarf singing confused me there. I mean, just in terms of how just raw goodness, maybe not polish, but raw sort of like fundamental, foundational, mechanical ideas. I think Dwarf Fortress has just more. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Anyway, hello Cupo, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. It's very exciting in here tonight. Chat's absolutely electrified. I can't take my eyes off it, but I must, because it's Dwarf Fortress. And frankly, if we sit here looking at Dwarf Therapist and listen to me chatting with chat all night, we're not going to get anything done. So talk amongst yourselves and I'll dive in a moment. We've got some stuff to do. Let's unpause the action and hope, beyond hope, that this floor gets built nice and quickly. I'm not seeing it happening quickly, to be honest, because I've made them build it out of obsidian boulders rather than blocks, and that's going to slow things down. But, you know, it could be worse. I mean, you could be in the dining room, surrounded by miasma, wafting your way through the purple clouds to try and fight towards the single chair and table. Bear in mind, everybody, I know many of you are experienced fortress heads, and you will be looking at this and going, this is a bit shit, scoundrel. What's the deal with this? Why have you got such a poncy fort? Why is it so bad? This is the starter fort. This is just the little foothold to get us going, and as is ever the way, migrants came in thundering waves and filled out our numbers much faster than I could deal with. Oh, we've got a starving reindeer calf. Poor reindeer calf. We'll have to butcher it to put out its misery. This here is to be the entrance to the fortress proper once we've actually established ourselves. I mean, yeah, we're established, but once we've got ourselves established and settled in, we've got a little entryway. I'm going to have to look at the other screen because for some weird reason my mouse pointer is offset in OBS to where it actually is in Dwarf Fortress. You see these three things here that I'm pointing at? Well, this is where when my mouse pointer points at them, and yours is offset down to the right. Very weird. Anyway, we're going to come up here. This is going to be just a bog standard corridor. We're going to put something in this region here, which will be some sort of pit trap or a pull-upable drawbridge, basically, which will then force any intruders to come through our diabolical trap corridor, which will, of course, be filled with, you guessed it, traps. Maybe some cage traps, but I'm thinking mostly weapon traps. I'm thinking mangle and kill before capturing, because I've done the cage trap thing to death. I love cage traps, but it's time to start being a big boy now and actually killing things rather than just holding them in cages until they breed and end up forming some sort of weird quantum compacted animal pate inside it. They seem to be able to breed unlimitedly in cages, which is very weird. Anyway, yeah, we're building this walkway over here. I'm going to put a bridge on the end, and then once we're butted up against this, we're going to start digging the fortress properly. Now, one of the principles that I'm going to attempt to cleave to in this particular fortress is verticality. We've had people come in, they're probably in the chat now, but I've had people come in and explain to me that frame rates can be vastly improved by always making sure that you build vertically, as in stopping the amount of time a dwarf has to look side to side to find a path, because I don't know why, it's just something to do with maths, I presume, but if a dwarf goes up, it takes less thinking or less CPU processing power for it to figure out its path than if it has to go out and around. So there you go. So I like to have everything for any given dwarf on a single floor and then stack them on top of each other.
The Hillocks of Boulder Cloisters has been founded nearly a day's travel to the east and looks to your thriving economy for its future prosperity.
Well, they're doomed. Let's unpause and see what's going on. Are they going to finish this anytime soon? Come on. Build. With alacrity, please. Oh, God, someone's mentioned guns in chat. Don't tempt me in making jokes that are just not suitable for Twitch and science. There's dangerous ground there. Dangerous ground. But we don't have guns to fight a civil war, which means if I am killed in a civil war, I'm probably going to be impaled on some kind of makeshift rudimentary weapon made out of I'm imagining something that's sort of made out of a shopping trolley where all the wire's been cut with bolt cutters and then they've got it on the front of a shield. I don't know why. It's a very exotic instrument, but it's the first thing I could think of that might really be unpleasant to be killed by. Hundreds of little tiny wires, all pokey. Ugh, very horrible. Hello, 3456ABCED. Welcome to the stream. 3456 a Baked, maybe. I'm not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced, but, you know, I gave it my best. I always use ramps because they take less processing as well. Less ticks to climb. Ooh, I say. That's an interesting little thing to learn, actually. So, yes, science. I'm going to put a drawbridge on the end bit here. I was worried that I didn't even ask if it was a thing, but I was worried that if I built a drawbridge and then tried to build more floor on the other side of it, it just wouldn't have it. Because if you lift the drawbridge up or retract it, there's nothing holding the floor up. So I'd rather have this floor coming out and then the bridge butting up against rock. Oh.
The Cyclops Sabai Ikati Amizo has come. A giant humanoid monster with a single eye set in its forehead.
Well, let's see how our military deal with a slightly more aggressive threat than the troll they put down earlier. I'm not going to muck around. I'm going to hit the S key. We're going to select the Vessels of Mortification. We're going to put the cursor over the top of this little bad boy. And I'm going to say K, enter. And we're going to unpause the action. And let's hope... Oh, the Cyclops has vanished. Let's hope it doesn't... Okay, we're going to have to use the menu to find it. Others... Oh, no, he's right at the top. I don't know why I didn't find him there. And we shall zoom. Can we follow straight from here? We can't. Let's zoom. And then while we're on it, we'll press F for follow. Here we go. Let's see what's going on. Multiple dwarves have run out to attack it. But even though they've been training with their crossbows, they appear not to actually be using them in what I would describe as an optimal manner. Let's check the combat reports. 23 pages. The last page is blue. Always a good sign. Let's pop upwards. Oh, blue. Oh, I like it. Oh dear. Okay. It's a little bit... Okay, we've definitely lost some people. But it's not too bad. It starts with a miss. The Cyclops kicks the Marks Dwarf in the right upper leg with his left foot, and the injured part explodes into gore. Okay, so we're in an explodes into gore punch situation. This is not good. Apparently, the Cyclops is not feeling terror. That's great. Charges. The Cyclops strikes the recruit in the right foot with his Zamathok Bashnamaz. Presumably a named weapon. I'm not entirely sure, but it seems unlikely to be anything else. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. And a slight case of the burps. I apologise if that grates against your sensibilities, but there's not much I can do about it other than release the gas. Cyclops leaping at recruit, strikes the recruit, easily parried. Okay, so that miss suggests to me, not seeing a swing, that they are shooting it, or at it at least, which is nice. It beats charging up with their crossbows and trying to beat it to death, but it's obviously not as effective yet as I would hope. But there seems to be a turn. So they come down here, the thing batters a few lads, bumps them up, gives them a hard time, and then just about down here... Oh wait, blue text isn't always good. Oh no, it is. No, this one down here is actually the Cyclops talking about its own death. For a second there, I thought one of my dwarves was contemplating its own death, which is unnecessary. You don't need to think about it. It's just going to happen. It's a perfectly normal function of the living body. Let's keep going down. Okay, I'm not seeing anything too exciting here. The Cyclops is saying it's truly horrifying. That's nice. This is where it happens. This is where the blue comes in. The recruit bashes the Cyclops in the eyelid with his copper crossbow, bruising the skin. The force twists the head. I like the fact that you can twist the head with a blow to the eyelid, yet not destroy the eye. It's a resilient little eyeball, isn't it? I say little, it's probably quite big. The Cyclops itself is fairly large. If it's only got one eye, I'm assuming it kind of consumes the lion's share of its face, right? If you've got one big eye, it's got to be a big one. It'd be pretty weird if it was a little normal-sized eye right in the middle. It'd be really weird. Maybe you could get a set of glasses, like a big old monocle that makes it look bigger. Then again, most of the time I've seen people with powerful glasses, it's made their eyes look smaller, hasn't it? They get like little teeny-weeny bits in the middle. Anyway, where were we? Let's scroll down a bit further. Okay, it's punching time. The mayor appears to have gone into an absolute frenzy. And there's a monk in here too. I wonder if that's... Oh, look, everybody's punching the damn thing. It looks like, without my intervention, my dwarves have decided to employ the Cryptbeards rush of their own volition. Very satisfying. Very satisfying indeed. Let's have a little look down here. Oaf's a lot there in chat calling for the Cryptbeards rush, but I didn't need to do anything. They were already all about it. Oh, so ramps are safer because you don't fall down the flight of stairs. That makes sense. That makes sense. So, anyway, now that we've had this battle, is he dead? Let's have a little look. He's on his way. Look, they've mobbed him. They're standing around him. He can't move. All 8 squares around him are occupied by angry, fist-flailing dwarves just wailing down on him, turning his bones into jelly and his flesh into pate. Cyclops pate, everybody. Let's get that on toast. Okay, so the Cyclops is dead. Let's have another little look at Dwarf Therapist. I know we've been in there for a while this session, but don't worry. Don't worry, we're not going to stay there forever. Before the combat, we had 80 adult dwarves, 2 children dwarves, 2 child dwarves, and 1 wee, vulnerable babby known as Blind IRL. Fingers crossed you're still alive. There's a good chance that you're not. Here goes the read. 73. So what, that's 7? 7 dwarves dead. Let's check the nicknames. We still have 10 nicknamies. Baby Blind is still alive. Beautiful. The little hope of our fortress is still wrapped in swaddling clothes, mewling in the doorway, probably waiting for its dead mother to come back. Which never will happen because they've been pounded by a bloody Cyclops. Let's not be too dark, though. Let's not take this to a terrible dark place. There's a guy taking your dryer apart. No problem, Blind. You. Thank you very much for the host. Much appreciated. You didn't have to do that, yet you did. I love you for it forever. And also, thanks to anyone else who's still here. Let's have a quick peek. Have we actually... This is foolish, looking at the old stream numbers. 24. Oh, very nice. We still kept a few of them. Not everybody stayed, but a few stayed, and that's good for me. I like that. We seem to have kept the cream of the crop. We've filtered you off the top and lured you in for more Dwarf Fortress. That's good. Where are we going? The mayor is punching the Cyclops. Yeah, they got well into it. Blue Chimp, take a dwarf. Are you still accepting a warrior if you got one? We may have. I don't know how our military... Please excuse. I apologise. That was a bit of a windy one. Let's just sort by squad and see if how many of them have survived, because we're probably going to have to replace a few of our soldiers. Fuck. We have 3 of 10 remaining. So all 7 of the people who died were in the military, which is good? Good's a strong word. I think maybe we should say expected? That's better. Yeah, better. 90 for a second. Well, that's quite a few. No, I agree with you, Blind. Getting more people into Dwarf Fortress is well worth it. I'll be sure to send people your way in the future as well. Although this evening, I'm guessing, probably going to be hosting Cupo. That's usually the way it rolls. The cycles and the schedules just seem to line up so perfectly. Right, the Blue Chimp wants a warrior. Well, we've got 3 Marks dwarves remaining. Let's pick one with the best military skills, shall we? Oh, with the most kills. How about that? Onget Konoslamash. They have 7 kills, and if my pop-up will come, we can see they've killed 4 chinchillas, 1 wild boar, 1 turkey, and 1 mountain goat. 7 kills is a little bit exaggerated there, I would say. Not what I would call military grade kills. Very much in the sort of hunting arena, I would say. Nonetheless, you are the most killy of our assembled warriors, so the Blue Chimp will be designated to them. THE BLUE CHIMP. Hooray! It's not more than 16 letters. Commit. You're in. So where were we? Going back to the fortress. That's where we were. Okay. God, we've done so little again. What is it about my Dwarf Fortress stream? I talk a big game. Yeah, I'm going to focus on mechanisms and traps and marks dwarves. And then I just sit here jabbering away for hours on end. Then again, people watch, people listen, so it's not entirely my fault. Some of you are culpable for this madness. You're encouraging me. You're causing more to happen. Excuse me. Remember, you can pretty much get free warriors if you have a tavern once you've set up enough for it. Actually, your fake fort that you're going to replace would be a pretty good spot for a tavern. I agree, and I'm thinking what I want to do is make it a tavern, temple, and library complex. So we can keep it all outside the fortress. So anything that's precious and valuable we can keep indoors, and anything that, say, we don't mind people nicking can go in there. Oh, we've just had a baby girl. Lovely. Oh, so lovely. Baby. Macho's gone too. Macho, you dead? Or is he left? I don't. Let's just check that. Let's have a look. What? Someone's claimed. Someone's got a mood. Someone's claimed a. Oh God! Everything's happening at once. Let me quickly check the nicknames. Nicknames. I love this song. Has nickname. There it is. Sorry, I'm just in Dwarf Therapist at the moment. Apologies for leaving you on a paused screen. No, Macho's still alive. Macho's still alive, so presumably you meant they've left chat. Macho has 1 kill, and it's a dog. Slightly worrying. Perhaps evidence of a serial killer in the making, but we'll see. Who knows? A mood. Yeah, let's check out the mood now. You want the library and temple inside because your people will get super angry if they get destroyed. The tavern can stay out because it's just outsiders getting drunk. Okay. All right, well, we'll do that then. We'll put the tavern outside and we'll make everything else inside. Let's have a little look at our happy little dwarven mooder. He's a moody boy. Who's a moody boy then? Yes, you're a moody boy, Parker. You are, aren't you? Yes. Hang on, where's he off to? What does he want down here? Surely anything of value is already up in the fortress. Excuse me. Not only am I burping and hiccuping at the same time, the other end's going off. Oh, of course, he's gone for some nondescript rock. I mean, all the best nondescript rocks are miles away from the workshop you want to use them in. Always. I mean, it's my fault for not setting up stockpiles, but still, I feel like I'm at least partially justified in blaming the dwarf. I mean, what's he going to do about it? Is he going to start questioning the existence of God? Because I will fucking prove I exist. I will. I will rain down magma. Yeah, that'll do. I was about to say thunder, and then I realised I can't rain down thunder. I've got no influence over the actual weather in Dwarf Fortress. Only things I can do are by proxy of the dwarves themselves. He does need to stay out of trouble, Macho. He's got to keep his nose clean, otherwise I'll be having words with him. People get angry if they can't worship at the temple, and it gives them a bad thought. The tavern is just a place to drink, so if you're sieged, not having access would be bad. Ah, I see. Ooh, a legendary mason. That's right, you will be, won't you? You'll be able to crank out some lovely items. Fantastic stuff. Would be bad, but not catastrophic. But having your temple destroyed would be pretty catastrophic. Yeah, that's right. You're thinking straight where I'm not there. Very good. Would you know if Forgotten Beast kills show up on dwarf kill counts? I think they do. I think so. I could be wrong, though. There's a good chance I'm wrong. Take that with a pinch of salt and check. Check everything you hear from this stream. I can say things that sound fairly convincing, but that does not necessarily mean they are correct. Always check. I have been known to spew bullshit. Let's build a floor. What is that? Oh, I want the building, not the designation. B, capital C, and F. There we go. Let's pop that in. And of course we're going to make it out of obsidian, because everything in this fortress is going to be made out of obsidian when it can be. Love a bit of obsidian. Oh, and the end of the music suggests to me that we have reached the end of the recording for the YouTubers. Indeed, we have at 59 minutes and 40 odd seconds. Those of you watching on the YouTube recording, thank you very much for doing so. It's been a pleasure making it for you, and hopefully our paths will cross again sometime in the future. Bye, YouTube. Bye.